I declined the Alpha Boss call. He tracked my scent and said, "You're mine forever." The wolf's jaws close around my forearm, teeth piercing flesh. I scream. And then Conrad is there. Not human Conrad. Something else. The noise that explodes from him isn't human. It's a roar, primal and furious, that makes every wolf in the vicinity freeze. Welcome to Gracie Werewolf Story Bank. You're about to step into a world where fate is ruthless, bonds are dangerous, and love is the one thing no alpha can control. I love seeing how far our pack reaches, so before we go any further, drop a comment below and tell me where you're watching or listening from right now. California, Texas, Toronto, somewhere halfway across the world? And if you don't want to miss a single chapter of this series, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share this story with someone who lives for intense werewolf romance. Now, take a breath. Steady yourself, because once we enter the vault, there's no turning back. Chapter 1. The Worst Birthday Ever. 25 years old, and I'm spending my birthday elbow deep in grease at Hal's Diner off Route 66 in Flagstaff. My name's Angelina Hickman, and today officially sucks. Table 6 needs refills. Hal barks from behind the counter, his belly straining against that same stained apron he's worn since Reagan was president. I grab the coffee pot, ignoring the burn in my feet. I've been on since 6 a.m. It's now 10 p.m. The second shift no one else wanted because, surprise, it's Thanksgiving weekend, and apparently I'm the only server without family plans. Truth is, I don't have family. Period. Foster care didn't exactly leave me with a holiday card list. But I've got something nobody else in this greasy roadside dive has. I can see what people are feeling, not guess. See? Like colored smoke rolling off their bodies. Red for anger, blue for sadness, yellow for joy. My caseworker called it an overactive imagination. My therapist said it was synesthesia. I call it a curse. Because right now I'm watching Hal radiate murky brown frustration, while the trucker at table 6 is leaking gray exhaustion, and the couple in the corner booth, they're drowning in green jealousy so thick I can taste it. Every single emotion, crashing into me like waves. This is why I work doubles. When I'm this tired, the colors get fuzzy, manageable. Angelina, you deaf? Hal slams his palm on the counter. I pour coffee with shaking hands, plaster on my customer service smile, and survive until midnight. When I finally clock out, my phone has 3 notifications. Rent due in 48 hours. Utility final notice. Unknown number, missed call. Great. I'm pulling on my jacket when my phone rings again. Same unknown number. I decline it. Probably a spam call about my car's extended warranty, except I don't own a car, and push through the back door into the November cold. The parking lot is empty, except for my bike chained to the dumpster. And that's when the smell hits me. Pine needles, fresh snow, something wild and clean that doesn't belong in a diner parking lot in Arizona. I freeze. The scent grows stronger, and my skin prickles with warning. Every instinct I've got, the normal ones and the weird ones, start screaming. You declined my call. The voice comes from the shadows near the dumpster. Deep, rough, the kind of voice that makes your spine straighten involuntarily. I spin around. He steps into the parking lot light, and my brain short-circuits. He's massive. 6'5", maybe more. Shoulders broad enough to block out the flickering streetlight. Dark hair falls across his forehead, and his eyes are wrong. Not the color. The intensity, like he's looking through me, cataloging every breath, every heartbeat. Who are you? My voice comes out steadier than I feel. Conrad. He says it like I should know, like everyone should know. CEO of Blackwater Industries. Oh. Oh. That explains the $1,200 coat and the watch that probably costs more than some people's annual salary. It doesn't explain why a billionaire is standing in a diner parking lot at midnight, staring at me like I'm the last meal on earth. How did you find me? The question slips out before I can stop it. Something flickers across his face. Not quite a smile. I tracked your scent. Okay. That's that's a weird thing to say. That's a really weird thing to say. I should run. Every self-preservation instinct is firing. But I'm also curious, and that's always been my problem. Look, Mr. Blackwater, Conrad. I don't know what you want, but I'm not interested. It's been a long day and I just want to go home. No, you don't. The certainty in his voice stops me cold. Excuse me? You don't want to go home, you want to drink whiskey and forget you exist. His head tilts, studying me. You do that every birthday. 3 shots, cheap whiskey. You sit in the dark and count the hours until you're allowed to stop pretending you're fine. Ice floods my veins. He shouldn't know that. Nobody knows that. Stay away from me. I back toward my bike, fumbling for the lock. I can't. 2 words. Simple. Devastating. You called to me. His voice drops lower, almost desperate. 6 months ago, you were serving breakfast, and you looked at me, and for the first time in 10 years, the noise stopped. The noise? The screaming in my head. He takes a step closer. It never stops, not since I was 12, not since they died. But when you looked at me, his hands flex. Silence. Oh God. He's not just rich and obsessive. He's broken. I can see it now, the colors radiating off him in waves. Jagged red pain, black despair, and underneath it all, a thin thread of desperate hope. All aimed at me. I don't know what you think I am, I say carefully, but I'm just a waitress. I can't help you. You already did. His eyes burn. And then you disappeared. Changed your shift. Stopped answering your phone. So I waited. Watched. And when you declined my call tonight, his jaw clenches. I realized you were running from me. Because this is insane, the words burst out. You're a stranger. You tracked me down like some stalker, and you're talking about noise in your head and… I know. He interrupts softly. I know how this sounds, but I'm asking you. He stops, swallows hard. I'm begging you, 1 hour. Give me 1 hour of silence. The rawness in his voice cracks something into my chest. This is stupid. This is dangerous. This is every true crime podcast I've ever listened to screaming at me to run. But I'm also looking at a man who's drowning, and I've spent my whole life drowning too. 1 hour, I hear myself say. At the diner, public place. And then you leave me alone. Relief crashes across his face like a tsunami. Thank you. We walk back inside in silence. The overnight waitress, Becca, gives me a weird look, but she doesn't say anything when I brew fresh coffee and slide into the corner booth. Conrad sits across from me, and I watch the tension bleed from his shoulders. How long? I ask quietly. Since you looked at me? 173 days. He says it without hesitation. Since the noise started? 13 years, 4 months, 8 days. My chest tightens. What happened 13 years ago? My parents died. Car crash. I was in the back seat. His fingers wrap around the coffee mug. I heard everything. The metal crushing, the screaming, and then… silence. But the silence only lasted 5 minutes. When the paramedics arrived, the noise started, and it never stopped. God. That's not noise, I say softly. That's trauma. Therapy doesn't work. Medication doesn't work. I've tried everything. His eyes lock on mine. Except you. This is where I should tell him I'm not a cure, that I can't fix him, that he needs professional help, not some waitress with weird empathy issues. Instead, I reach across the table and touch his hand. The colors exploding off him are overwhelming. Years of pain and rage and grief compressed into a single moment. But underneath, there's something else. A thread, thin and gold and glowing, connecting him to me. What the hell? His eyes widen. You feel it. I don't. But I do. I feel it humming between us. This impossible connection that shouldn't exist. You're not human, he says. Not an accusation. A realization. Or not just human. I don't know what I am. The admission costs me. But I see things, emotions, colors, and they hurt. Understanding flashes across his face. That's why you work yourself to exhaustion. Makes it fuzzy, easier to breathe. And alcohol? I pull my hand back. Shuts it off completely, for a few hours. He nods slowly. The noise is loudest when I'm sober. We sit there, two broken people in a mostly empty diner at 1 a.m, and something shifts. This is crazy, I finally say. Yes. You're still basically a stranger. Yes. And I have rent due in 2 days, and no savings and a bike with a flat tire. His expression doesn't change. I'll take care of it. No, the word is sharp. I don't need saving. I'm not offering to save you. His voice is calm. I'm offering to help you. There's a difference. My phone buzzes. Another text from my landlord. Final warning. I look at this man, this stranger, who somehow found me, tracked me, needed me. This is a mistake. I can feel it in my bones. But I'm so tired of barely surviving, so tired of working doubles, and counting pennies, and being invisible. What exactly are you asking? I meet his eyes. Work for me. Blackwater Industries needs an executive assistant. I'm a waitress. You have perfect memory recall. You took 7 different orders without writing anything down. You read people instantly. I watched you diffuse that couple's argument before it escalated. And you have a gift no one else has. He leans forward. I'm offering you $60,000 a year, health insurance, and an apartment in Scottsdale. My mouth goes dry. $60,000 is more than I make in 2 years at Hal's. Why? Because I need silence, and you need stability. We help each other. It's transactional, cold, logical. It's also the best offer I've ever received. What's the catch? I work 18-hour days, travel constantly, and He pauses. Difficult. Difficult how? I don't trust easily, I'm controlling, and when the noise gets bad, His jaw clenches. Unpredictable. Red flags, so many red flags. But also, $60,000, an apartment, a way out. I need to think about it. You have until Monday. He stands, pulls out his wallet, and leaves $300 bills on the table. For your time. Then he walks out, and the parking lot smells like pine needles again. I stare at the money. This is insane. This is dangerous. This is my phone buzzes. Rent reminder. Screw it. I grab my phone and type, I'll take the job. His response comes instantly. Car will pick you up Monday, 8 a.m. Pack everything. I sit there, coffee going cold, wondering what the hell I just agreed to. And why part of me, the part that saw that golden thread connecting us, feels like I just made the only real choice I've ever had. Chapter 2. Welcome to the kingdom, R. The car that picks me up Monday morning isn't a car. It's a black Mercedes S-Class, with leather seats that probably cost more than my entire apartment, and a driver named Felix, who doesn't blink twice at my 2 duffel bags containing everything I own. Miss Hickman, he says, loading my pathetic luggage into the trunk. Mr. Blackwater is expecting you at the Scottsdale residence by 9. I'm wearing my only professional outfit. A black pencil skirt from Goodwill and a white blouse that's been washed so many times it's basically transparent. Next to Felix's crisp suit, I look like I'm playing dress-up. The 40-minute drive from Flagstaff to Scottsdale feels like traveling to another planet. Felix pulls through massive iron gates, up a winding driveway lined with saguaro cacti and desert landscaping that probably requires a full-time gardener, and stops in front of a house that makes my brain malfunction. It's not a house, it's a compound, Modern. All glass and steel and sharp angles. The kind of place you see in architectural magazines, with captions like, Desert Minimalism Meets Contemporary Luxury. I'm still staring when the front door opens. Conrad stands there in a charcoal suit that fits him like a second skin, and the morning light catches the sharp planes of his face. He looks different, more controlled than he did in that parking lot. Hairstyled, expression neutral, every inch the billionaire CEO. Except his eyes. His eyes are locked on me with that same desperate intensity. Angelina! My name sounds different in his mouth. Careful, like he's testing the weight of it. Welcome. I climb out of the car, and Felix materializes with my bags. Your apartment is the West Wing, second floor, Conrad says. Felix will show you. We'll meet in my office at 10 to discuss your duties. Cold, professional, exactly what I expected from a boss. So why does it feel wrong? Felix leads me through a foyer with 20-foot ceilings, past a living room that could fit my old apartment 3 times over, up a floating staircase, and down a hallway lined with abstract art. Here we are, Miss Hickman. He opens double doors, and I step into an apartment that's bigger than anywhere I've ever lived. Open concept, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the McDowell Mountains, a kitchen with appliances I don't know how to use, a bedroom with a king-sized bed, and an attached bathroom that has both a soaking tub and a rainfall shower. Mr. Blackwater had it furnished yesterday, Felix says. If you need anything adjusted, please let me know. Yesterday. He furnished an entire apartment yesterday because I sent a single text. The efficiency is terrifying. Thank you, Felix. He nods and disappears, leaving me alone in a space that smells like new furniture and money. I unpack my 2 duffel bags. It takes 7 minutes. My clothes look ridiculous hanging in the walk-in closet, designed for someone with an actual wardrobe. At 9:55, I make my way back downstairs. Conrad's office is easy to find. It's the only door that radiates cold blue focus like a beacon. I knock. Come in. He's standing behind a desk made of dark wood and glass, surrounded by monitors displaying stock tickers and graphs I don't understand. Sit. He gestures to the chair across from him. I sit, and he studies me for a long moment. How do you feel? The question catches me off guard. Fine? The colors. Are they overwhelming here? Oh, he's asking about my ability. Less than the diner, I admit. There's only you, and you're contained. Contained. He repeats the word like it amuses him. That's one way to describe it. He slides a folder across the desk. Your contract. Read it carefully. $60,000 annually. Health, dental, vision. Housing is separate. You don't pay rent, but the apartment is tied to your employment. 2 weeks paid vacation. Bonus structure based on performance. I flip through the pages. It's generous. Almost too generous. What exactly does an executive assistant do? Manage my schedule, screen calls, attend meetings, handle correspondence. He pauses. And keep the noise quiet. There it is, the real job description. How? Your presence helps. But touch is better. When you touched my hand at the diner. His fingers flex on the desk. It was the first time in 13 years I heard nothing. My stomach twists. So you want me to what? Hold your hand during meetings? When necessary? No shame, no embarrassment, just honesty. I need to function, Angelina. And right now, you're the only thing that makes that possible. It's manipulative. It's using me. It's I'll pay you extra. He says quietly. 500 per instance. Physical contact beyond professional standards. It's in the contract. I look down. Sure enough, there's an addendum. Physical comfort assistance. $500 per occurrence. Employee retains full right to refuse. He's treating me like a service provider, which I guess I am. But something about the clinical language makes my chest hurt. What if I say no? I ask. What if the noise gets bad and I don't want to touch you? His jaw tightens. Then you say no, I'm not. He stops, exhales. I'm not going to force you, ever. That's why it's in writing. The red pain radiating off him intensifies, and I realize what he's not saying. He's terrified I'll think he's a monster. Okay, I say softly. I'll help. Relief flickers across his face, so fast I almost miss it. Sign the contract. You start today. I sign. My handwriting looks shaky next to the printed text, but it's done. First meeting is at 11, Conran says, standing. Blackwater Industries board members, monthly check-in. You'll take notes and observe. Observe what? Who's lying? Who's hiding something? Who's planning to stab me in the back? His smile is sharp. You see their emotions. I need to know what they're really feeling. Oh, he's not just hiring me as an assistant. He's hiring me as a human lie detector. That's unethical? That's business. He walks around the desk, and I catch that pine needle scent again. In my world, Angelina, everyone wants something. Money, power, control. Your gift lets me see past the masks they wear. And what do you want? Silence, he says finally. Just silence. The board meeting is held in a conference room on the top floor of Blackwater Industries' downtown Phoenix headquarters. I've never been in a building this tall. The elevator ride makes my ears pop. Conran doesn't speak during the 40-minute drive. He sits in the back of the Mercedes, scrolling through his phone, radiating tight blue concentration, with threads of red tension woven through. I sit next to him and try not to stare. Felix drops us at the private entrance. Conran's entire demeanor shifts as we walk through the glass doors, shoulders back, expression cold, every movement calculated. This is Conrad Blackwater, CEO, not the broken man who begged me for silence in a parking lot. Stay close, he murmurs as we enter the elevator, and tell me if anything feels wrong. The elevator opens onto a floor that's all polished marble and floor-to-ceiling windows. A receptionist stands immediately. Mr. Blackwater, conference room A is ready. Thank you, Priya. We walk down a hallway, and I feel them before I see them. Waves of emotion crashing through the walls. Yellow ambition, green envy, orange anxiety, and underneath it all, dark purple calculation. Someone in that room is planning something. Conrad opens the door, and 7 people turn to look at us. Gentlemen, Michelle. Conrad's voice is smooth. This is Angelina Hickman, my new executive assistant. A woman at the head of the table, Michelle apparently, looks me up and down. She's mid-40s, perfect silver hair, wearing a suit that costs more than my car. Used to cost. Before I sold it. Bit young, isn't she? Michelle's smile doesn't reach her eyes. Miss Hickman comes highly recommended. Conrad pulls out a chair for me, then sits at the head of the table. Shall we begin? The meeting is 2 hours of financial projections and acquisition targets, and terminology I barely understand. But I don't need to understand the words. I just need to watch the colors. The man to Conrad's left, gray-haired, expensive watch, radiates sickly green envy every time Conrad speaks. The younger guy across from me is leaking orange anxiety like a sieve. And Michelle is wrapped in dark purple calculation with thin threads of red anger. She's planning something, and she's furious about it. The Meridian deal, Michelle says smoothly. I think we should reconsider our approach. Why? Conran's voice is flat. Market volatility. The risk assessment shows. The risk assessment is manageable. Conrad cuts her off. We proceed as planned. Purple flares brighter around Michelle. Rage, barely contained. With all due respect, Conrad, perhaps we should vote. There's no vote. His tone drops to ice. I control 51%. The decision is mine. The room goes silent. Michelle's smile is razor sharp. Of course, I just worry you're not seeing the full picture. I see everything I need to see. Liar. He doesn't see that she's planning a coup. That the man with the expensive watch has already agreed to betray him. That 3 other board members are drowning in orange anxiety because they know something is coming. The meeting ends 30 minutes later, and we're back in the car before I can breathe properly. Well? Conrad asks. Michelle's planning something. The older man next to you, gray hair, Rolex, he's already agreed to help her, and at least 3 others know about it, but haven't decided which side to take. Conrad's expression doesn't change. Anything else? She's furious. The kind of anger that's been building for years. This isn't about business, it's personal. Now his jaw tightens. She thinks the company should have been hers. My father promised her a partnership before he died. I inherited instead. She's going to try to remove you. Yes. He's quiet for a moment. Can you tell when? I think back to the meeting, to the swirl of colors and emotions. Soon. Within weeks. She's impatient. Good. He turns to me, and his eyes are hard. That gives me time to destroy her first. A chill runs down my spine. This is who Conrad Blackwater really is. Not the broken man begging for silence. The ruthless CEO who built an empire and won't let anyone take it from him. Does that bother you? He asks quietly. Honestly? I don't know yet. His lips twitch. Almost a smile. Fair enough. We drive back to Scottsdale in silence, and by the time we arrive, the sun is setting over the mountains. You did well today, Conrad says as we walk inside. Tomorrow will be harder. Back-to-back meetings, dinner with investors. I'll need you close. Close meaning? Within arm's reach. The noise builds when I'm stressed. If it gets too loud. He stops. I'll need you to ground me. That's what he's calling it, grounding. Okay. He nods and turns toward his wing of the house, then pauses. Angelina? Yeah? Thank you for saying yes. He doesn't look at me. I know this arrangement is unconventional. That's one word for it. Now he does turn, and the vulnerability in his eyes steals my breath. I'll try not to make you regret it. Then he's gone, and I'm standing alone in a mansion that doesn't feel like home, working for a man I barely know, whose brokenness somehow matches my own. My phone buzzes, a text from an unknown number. You're making a mistake. He's dangerous. Get out while you can. Michelle, it has to be. I delete the text and head upstairs to my apartment. Tomorrow is going to be interesting. Chapter 3. When the noise breaks through. I dream about my mother. Not the real one. I have no memories of her. The social worker said she disappeared when I was 3 years old, left me in a gas station bathroom in Albuquerque with nothing but a note. I can't do this. No, I dream about the version I invented as a kid. The one who smelled like lavender and baked cookies and would have loved me if she just stayed. I wake up at 6 a.m. with tears on my face and that familiar hollow ache in my chest. The apartment is silent. Too silent. Back in Flagstaff, I could hear Mrs. Rodriguez's TV through the walls, the couple upstairs fighting, traffic on the street. Here, there's nothing but the hum of expensive air conditioning. I shower in the ridiculous bathroom, pull on the same black skirt and white blouse. I really need to buy actual work clothes, and head downstairs at 7:30. Conrad is already in the kitchen. He's wearing workout clothes, hair damp from a shower, and he's making coffee with a kind of precision that suggests this is a morning ritual. The espresso machine looks like it belongs in an Italian cafe. You're up early, he says, without turning around. So are you. I don't sleep much. The noise is worse at night. He pours 2 cups of coffee, black for him, and he slides the other toward me with cream and sugar already set out. How does he know how I take my coffee? You ordered it that way at the diner, he says, reading my expression. 3 times. Always 2 creams, 1 sugar. Right. Photographic memory isn't just my thing. I doctor my coffee and take a sip. It's perfect, better than any coffee I've ever had. We leave in 20 minutes, Conrad says. 3 meetings this morning. Lunch with a potential investor from Singapore. 2 more meetings. Dinner with the Westbrook Group. That's a 12-hour day. That's Monday. He finally looks at me, and I catch the exhaustion in his eyes. Welcome to my life. The first meeting is at 8:30. Some tech startup wants Blackwater Industries to invest in their AI platform. The CEO is 26, wearing a hoodie and allbirds, radiating yellow ambition so bright it's almost blinding. Mr. Blackwater, our algorithm can predict market trends with 93% accuracy. 93% means you're wrong 7% of the time, Conran says. In my world, 7% wrong means bankruptcy. But the potential is not worth the risk. Thank you for your time. His yellow ambition turning murky brown with disappointment. The meeting lasts 8 minutes. That was brutal, I murmur as we walk back to Conran's office. That was efficient. He had nothing I needed. You could have been nicer about it. He stops walking and turns to face me. You want me to waste his time pretending I'm interested? Give him false hope? That's crueler than honesty. I open my mouth to argue, then close it. He's not wrong. The second meeting is worse. A manufacturer wants to renegotiate their contract. The CFO, a woman named Diane, sits across from us with a folder full of projected losses and market analysis. She's also radiating sick green desperation with threads of gray fear. We need better terms, Diane says. The tariffs are killing us. If we don't get a 15% reduction, then find another distributor, Conran says, not even looking up from his phone. Mr. Blackwater, please. We've worked together for 8 years. Which is why I know you're lying about the tariffs. Your losses are from poor management, not external factors. Diane's face goes white. That's not. Your VP of Operations has been embezzling for 6 months. You discovered it 2 weeks ago and chose to cover it up rather than deal with the fallout. Now Conran looks at her, eyes cold. Don't insult my intelligence by blaming tariffs. How does he know that? Diane's mouth opens and closes. The gray fear around her explodes into black panic. You have until Friday to clean house, Conran says. Fire everyone involved, restructure your management, and resubmit a proposal based on actual numbers. Or I terminate our contract and you lose your biggest client. Diane leaves shaking. I wait until the door closes. How did you know about the embezzlement? I didn't, not for certain, he says. But she was desperate enough to lie, which meant the problem was internal. Embezzlement is the most common internal problem. I took a calculated risk. You gambled. I won. He checks his watch. Third meeting in 10. This one is important. The CEO of Rothmore Pharmaceuticals. He wants to merge, but I think he's hiding financial instability. I need you to confirm. How am I supposed to? Just watch him. Tell me what you see. The Rothmore CEO arrives at 10:30. His name is Kent Rothmore, and he's everything Conrad isn't. Charming, warm, with an easy smile and a firm handshake. Conrad, good to see you. He claps Conrad on the shoulder like they're old friends. Conrad's expression doesn't change. Kent, this is Angelina Hickman, my executive assistant. Pleasure. Kent's eyes linger on me just a second too long, and his smile widens. Conrad, you didn't mention your assistant was so lovely. I feel Conrad tense beside me. Let's discuss the merger, Conrad says coldly. They sit. Kent spreads out financial projections and market analysis. He's good, smooth, confident, hitting every talking point with precision. But the colors don't lie. He's wrapped in murky orange anxiety, shot through with dark purple calculation. And underneath it all, thin threads of gray desperation. He needs this merger, badly. Our projections show 20% growth in the next fiscal quarter, Kent says. Combined with Blackwater's distribution network, we're looking at market domination in the pharmaceutical space. What about the FDA investigation? Conrad asks casually. Kent's smile doesn't falter, but the orange anxiety flares brighter. Just routine, nothing to worry about. Lie. And the recall last month? Minor quality control issue, already resolved. Another lie. Conrad leans back. Kent, I'm going to be honest with you. You're drowning. The FDA investigation isn't routine. They've found contamination in 3 of your manufacturing facilities. The recall wasn't minor. It cost you $8 million dollars and destroyed consumer confidence. And your projected growth is fiction designed to hide the fact that you're 6 months away from bankruptcy. Kent's face drains of color. So here's what's going to happen, Conrad continues. You're going to leave my office. You're going to find another buyer, someone desperate or stupid enough to take on your mess. And you're never going to waste my time again. Conrad, please. We're done. Kent leaves. The orange anxiety has turned to black despair. I stare at Conrad. You already knew all of that. Yes. So why did you take the meeting? To send a message. Kent will tell everyone I rejected him. Other failing companies will think twice before approaching me. He stands. And to test you. Test me. You saw the lies, confirmed what I already suspected. That's useful. He checks his watch again. We have 30 minutes before lunch. I need to review the Singapore investor's profile. Come. I follow him back to his office, my head spinning. This is what he does. All day, every day. Reading people, making calculated decisions, destroying anyone who tries to manipulate him. It's efficient. It's ruthless. And part of me understands why he needs the noise to stop. Because this constant vigilance must be exhausting. Conrad sits behind his desk and pulls up files on his computer. I settle into the chair across from him and watch the blue focus radiating off him intensify. Then, slowly, red threads start weaving through the blue. Tension, building. Conrad? I'm fine. The red intensifies. The blue starts fracturing. You're not fine. The colors. I said I'm fine. I shut up and watch the colors continue to deteriorate. Blue focus crumbling into jagged red stress, shot through with black static that looks wrong, like visual interference on a TV screen. The noise is getting louder. His hands grip the edge of the desk, knuckles white. Conrad, maybe we should. Be quiet. The words are a snarl, and I flinch. He stands abruptly, turning away from me. His shoulders are rigid, and I can see him fighting something invisible. Get out. I'm not leaving you like this. Get out! The roar shakes the windows. I freeze, my heart hammering. The colors around him are chaos now, red and black, and fragments of purple rage, all swirling together like a hurricane. This is what he was warning me about. The unpredictability, the danger. I should leave. Let him fight this alone. Instead, I stand and walk toward him. Don't, he says. His voice is ragged. Don't come closer. Why not? Because I don't. He grips his hair with both hands. I don't trust myself right now. Then trust me. I reach out and touch his shoulder. The reaction is immediate. He spins, and suddenly I'm backed against the desk, his hands on either side of me, caging me in. His eyes are wild, pupils blown, breathing harsh. For a second, I think he's going to hurt me. Then I see it, the thin golden thread connecting us, pulsing with light. Breathe, I say quietly. Just breathe. I can't. The noise. I know, but I'm here. Focus on me. His eyes lock on mine, and I watch the chaos start to slow. The red fades slightly. The black static dims. That's it, I murmur. Stay with me. His breathing evens out. The colors settle into manageable patterns. Still tense, still stressed, but no longer destructive. "I'm sorry," he says. His voice is hoarse. "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have." "It's okay." "It's not okay. I scared you." "You did," I say. "But I'm still here." He looks at me for a long moment, and something shifts in his expression. Vulnerability, raw and painful. "Why?" he asks. "Why didn't you run?" "Because you asked me to stay." His hands are still braced on either side of me, and I'm acutely aware of how close he is. How I can smell that pine needle scent. How his body heat radiates like a furnace. "I need—" He stops, swallows hard. "I need you to touch me, ground me, please." This is the moment, the first real test of our arrangement. I could say no, walk away, maintain professional boundaries. Instead, I reach up and rest my palm against his chest, right over his heart. His eyes close, and the relief that crashes through him is overwhelming. The colors smooth out completely. Blue focus, thin threads of yellow contentment, and that persistent golden thread glowing brighter. "Better?" I ask softly. "Yes," he says. "Thank you." We stay like that for 30 seconds, a minute, long enough that it crosses from professional into something else. Then his phone buzzes, and reality crashes back. He steps back immediately, putting distance between us. That's our alarm. Singapore investor in 5 minutes. Right. He straightens his tie, and just like that, the controlled CEO is back in place. "What happened just now?" "Is between us," I say. "I understand." He nods once. "Let's go." We head to the conference room, and I try to ignore the fact that my hand is still tingling from where I touched him. The Singapore investor meeting goes smoothly. The investor, a woman named Lynn, is sharp, focused, and radiates clean blue intelligence. She and Conrad speak the same language, and by the end of the hour, they've sketched out a preliminary partnership. Lunch is at some French restaurant downtown, where the menu doesn't have prices, and everyone knows Conrad by name. We sit at a private table in the back, and Lynn orders in flawless French. I order the first thing I recognize, and hope I'm not accidentally eating snails. "So, Angelina," Lynn says, "how long have you worked for Conrad?" 3 days. Her eyebrows rise. "That's quite new." "She's good at her job," Conrad says. "That's all that matters." Lynn's smile is knowing. "Of course." I catch the flicker of green curiosity from her, but she doesn't push. The food arrives, thank God, no snails, and conversation shifts to market trends and investment strategies. I mostly stay quiet and observe, watch the colors, make mental notes. By the time we finish, it's 3 o'clock, and I'm exhausted. We have 2 more meetings and dinner still ahead. Conrad must see it on my face because he says, "You're doing well, better than I expected." "Low bar?" His lips twitch, almost a smile. "Very low. Most assistants quit within a week." "How many have you had?" "In the past year, 6? 6 assistants in 12 months. That's telling." "What happened to them?" "They couldn't handle the hours, or the pressure, or—" He pauses. "Me." "I'm not most assistants." "No," he says, "you're not." The afternoon meetings blur together. Contract negotiations, budget reviews, personnel issues. By the time we head to dinner with the Westbrook Group, my feet hurt and my brain is fried. The restaurant is even fancier than lunch. Scottsdale's premier steakhouse, all dark wood and leather booths, and a wine list thicker than a phone book. The Westbrook Group consists of 3 partners, 2 men and a woman, all in their 50s, all radiating predatory purple calculation. They want something from Conrad, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get it. Dinner is 2 hours of verbal sparring, disguised as polite conversation. "We're prepared to offer $12 million for a 30% stake," the older man, Harrison, says over dessert. 30% for $12 million, Conrad says. "That values my company at $40 million. We both know it's worth 10 times that. You're overestimating. I'm not estimating, I'm stating facts. Counteroffer 20 million for 5%. Take it or walk. Harrison's purple calculation flares brighter. That's highway robbery. That's business. They leave without a deal, and I can feel their frustrated rage from across the restaurant. You enjoyed that, I say as we walk to the car. I did, Conran says. They were trying to lowball me. Insulting. Felix drives us back to Scottsdale, and by the time we pull through the gates, it's almost 10 p.m. I'm dead on my feet, I say. Tomorrow is lighter, Conran says. Only 4 meetings. You can leave by 6. Only 4. How generous. Now he does smile. You're learning sarcasm. Good. You'll need it. We stop at the base of the stairs, and the house is quiet around us. You did well today, he says quietly. When I lost control, most people would have run. Or called security. You stayed. I told you I would. People say a lot of things. Few follow through. His eyes search mine. Why do you? Because you're honest, I say. You told me you were difficult. You warned me about the noise. You didn't lie about who you are. Something flickers across his face. Most people want me to be different. Easier, less damaged. I'm not most people. No, he says. You're not. We stand there, and the air between us feels charged, heavy with something I can't name. Then he steps back. Good night, Angelina. Good night. I climb the stairs to my apartment, close the door, and lean against it. 3 days. I've been here 3 days, and already my life is unrecognizable. My phone buzzes. Another text from the unknown number. He's going to destroy you, just like he destroys everyone who gets close. Leave before it's too late. M. I stare at the message. Then I block the number and go to bed. Whatever game Michelle is playing, I'm not interested. I have enough to worry about. Chapter 4. The Ghost in the Machine. The nightmare wakes me at 2 a.m. Not mine, his. I sit up in bed, disoriented, my heart racing. The apartment is dark and silent, but I can feel something wrong, like the air pressure has changed, like a storm is building inside the walls. Then I hear it. A crash, glass shattering, coming from somewhere downstairs. I grab my phone and creep to the door. Every instinct says, stay in the apartment, lock the door, call 911. But that golden thread connecting me to Conrad is pulling tight. Wrong, wrong, wrong. I open the door and follow the feeling. Down the stairs, through the dark foyer, past the living room. Another crash. This time I can pinpoint it. Conrad's office. The door is half open, light spilling into the hallway. I push it wider and freeze. The office is destroyed. Books swept from shelves, chair overturned, one of the monitors shattered. And in the middle of the chaos, Conrad sits on the floor, with his back against the desk, head in his hands. He's shaking. Conrad? His head snaps up, and the look in his eyes makes my blood run cold. He's not here. Not really. He's trapped somewhere else, somewhere dark and full of screaming. They won't stop, he says, voice raw. They won't stop. I step into the office carefully. Who won't stop? The voices, the screaming, it's... His hands grip his hair. It's too loud. I can't make it stop. This is worse than the episode in his office. This isn't just stress. This is a complete break. I kneel in front of him, glass crunching under my knees. Conrad, look at me. His eyes focus on me, and for a second, I see pure terror. You're not real, he whispers. You're just another trick, another lie. I'm real. I promise I'm real. They all say that. His voice cracks. My parents said that, right before the car went off the bridge. They said, it's okay, we're okay. And then we weren't. Oh God. The accident, I say softly. You remember it. I remember everything. His eyes are wild. The sound of the tires on wet pavement, my mother screaming, the metal twisting, the water rushing in, my father trying to break the window, He stops, breathing too fast. The silence after. When they stopped moving. When I was alone in the dark with their bodies. My chest constricts. How old were you? 12. I was 12, and I sat in that car for 43 minutes before someone found us. 43 minutes of silence. And when they pulled me out, when the paramedics touched me, when people started talking, the noise started. And it never stopped. 43 minutes. Alone. With his dead parents. No wonder he's broken. I tried everything, he continues, words tumbling out like he can't stop them. Therapy, medication, meditation, hypnosis. I saw 17 different doctors. They diagnosed me with PTSD, severe anxiety, auditory hallucinations, psychosis. They gave pills that made me numb, but didn't stop the noise. So I stopped taking them. Built a company instead. Thought if I could control something, anything maybe. But you can't control trauma, I finish quietly. No. He laughs, bitter. You can't. It just lives inside you, screaming, forever. I reach out slowly and take his hand. He flinches, but doesn't pull away. I'm real, I say again. And the noise isn't permanent. It quiets when I'm here. That means it can stop. You just need help carrying it. I've been carrying it alone for 13 years. I know, but you don't have to anymore. His fingers tighten around mine, desperate. What if you leave? What if you realize I'm too broken to fix and you... I'm not going anywhere. You don't know that. No one stays. Everyone leaves eventually. The pain in his voice is devastating. Look at me, I say firmly. He does. I spent 18 years in foster care, 11 different homes. Every single one of them sent me back because I was too difficult, or too weird, or because they just didn't want me anymore. I know what it feels like to be abandoned, to believe you're unlovable. But I'm still here, still fighting, and so are you. Something shifts in his expression. Recognition. Understanding. You're broken too, he says softly. Yeah, I am. Does it get easier? No, but you learn to carry it better. He exhales shakily, and I watch the colors around him start to stabilize. The black static fades. The red pain softens to manageable levels. The noise is quieter now, he murmurs. Not gone, but quieter. Good. We sit there on the floor of his destroyed office, surrounded by broken glass and overturned furniture, holding hands in the dark. Tell me something, he says after a long moment. Something real, something that's just yours. I think about it. When I was 9, I lived with a family in Tucson. The mom, Mrs. Kowalski, she baked bread every Sunday. The whole house smelled like yeast and warmth. And for 6 months, I actually thought maybe I could stay. Maybe they'd keep me. What happened? They had a baby, a biological kid. Suddenly there wasn't room for the foster kid anymore. They sent me back the week after he was born. His jaw tightens. That's cruel. That's life. I shrug. But sometimes I still dream about that bread smell, about what it felt like to believe I belonged somewhere. You belong here. The words are so quiet I almost miss them. Do I? Yes. He looks at me, and his eyes are clearer now, focused. I know this arrangement is transactional. I know I'm paying you to be here, but you... He pauses. You make the noise stop. You make me feel human. That's not something I can buy. That's real. My throat tightens. I need to ask you something, I say. And I need you to be honest. Okay. The night you found me at the diner, you said you tracked my scent. How is that possible? He's quiet for a moment. Can you keep a secret? I work for you. Everything is a secret. His lips twitch. Fair point. He takes a breath. My family, the Blackwaters, we're not entirely human. We're shifters, wolf shifters. It's genetic, runs in bloodlines. I stare at him. Shifters, like werewolves? Not werewolves, we're not controlled by the moon or vulnerable to silver. We're just. He searches for words. Connected to our wolf side, stronger, faster, enhanced senses. And yes, we can shift into wolf form. This should sound insane. This should make me run screaming. Instead, it explains everything. The scent tracking, the predatory grace, the intensity. Have you ever shifted? I ask. His expression darkens. Not since the accident. The trauma, it's like a wall. Every time I try, the noise gets so loud I can't function, so I stop trying. That's why you're so strong. The wolf is trapped inside. Yes. He looks down at our joined hands. And it's tearing me apart. I think about the colors I've been seeing. The red pain, the black static. What if it's not just psychological? What if it's his wolf, screaming to be let out? What about me? I ask. You said I'm not entirely human either. You're something, I don't know what. But humans can't see emotions the way you do. Can't project feelings. That's magic. Old magic. Magic. Right. Because shifters exist, so why not magic? My mother, I say slowly. The one who abandoned me. Do you think she was? Probably. If your ability is inherited. He tilts his head, studying me. Has it always been this strong? It got worse when I hit puberty. Before that, it was just, I don't know, intuition. But at 13, suddenly I could see the colors, feel everything everyone else was feeling. It was overwhelming. You never tried to find your mother? Ask her? I tried. Every foster home, I'd search for information. But there's nothing. No birth certificate with her name. No medical records. Just me, left in a bathroom with a note. The familiar bitterness rises. She didn't want to be found. Maybe she was protecting you. I laugh harshly. From what? A life of stability, a family. From whatever she was running from. His voice is gentle. You said the note just said, I can't do this. Not, I don't want you. Maybe she couldn't keep you safe. I never thought about it that way. Does it matter? I ask. She's gone. Has been for 25 years. It matters if you're still carrying it. The words hit harder than they should. We're both quiet, and I realize we're still holding hands. His grip is warm, solid, grounding. It's almost 3, I say finally. You should try to sleep. I can't, not after. He gestures at the destroyed office. The noise will come back. Then I'll stay. His eyes widen. You don't have to. I know, but I'm offering. I squeeze his hand. Where's your bedroom? He leads me through the house to the east wing. His bedroom is massive. King bed, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the mountains, minimalist furniture. It's also clearly the room of someone who doesn't sleep. No personal items, no photographs, just functional space. Sit, I say, pointing to the bed. He sits, looking uncertain. Vulnerable in a way I've never seen. I climb onto the bed behind him. Take off your shirt. What? Your shirt. Take it off. He does, slowly, and I see the scars for the first time. They run across his back and shoulders. Thin white lines that look surgical, mixed with thicker, jagged ones that look like they came from impact. From the accident. I press my palm between his shoulder blades, and he inhales sharply. What are you doing? Grounding you, properly. I let my ability flow through the touch. Not projecting emotion, just presence. Calm, steady, real. The effect is immediate. His shoulders relax. His breathing evens out. That feels. He stops. I can't describe it. Good different or bad different? Good, like the noise is muted, wrapped in cotton. I keep my hand there and use my other hand to trace the scars. These hurt? Sometimes. Phantom pain. The doctors said it's psychological. Everything is psychological when they can't explain it. He laughs quietly. True? We sit like that for 10 minutes, 20. His breathing gets slower, deeper. Lie down, I murmur. He does, and I lie beside him, keeping one hand on his shoulder. You don't have to stay, he says, but his eyes are already closing. I know. Thank you. Within 5 minutes, he's asleep. I watch the colors around him stabilize: soft blue rest, thin threads of yellow contentment, and that ever-present golden thread connecting us, glowing steadily. I should go back to my apartment, maintain boundaries, keep this professional. Instead, I stay. Because he looks peaceful for the first time since I've met him. Because the golden thread feels right. Because, because I'm starting to care about him, not as a boss, as a person. That's dangerous, that's stupid, that's going to end badly. But I stay anyway. I wake to sunlight and the smell of coffee. Conrad is sitting on the edge of the bed, fully dressed, holding 2 mugs. You stayed, he says quietly. I said I would. He hands me a mug. I slept for 5 hours. I haven't slept that long in years. The grounding helped? Yes. He's quiet for a moment. I don't know how to thank you. You don't have to. This is... I pause. This is what I'm here for, right? Is it? His eyes search mine. Or is this something else? The question hangs between us. Before I can answer, his phone buzzes. He checks it, and his expression hardens. Michelle called an emergency board meeting. This afternoon, she's making her move. The moment breaks. What do you need me to do? I ask. Come with me, watch, and tell me who's lying. We spend the morning preparing. Conrad pulls up financial records, legal documents, voting histories. He's calm, focused, and absolutely ruthless. This is the Conrad Blackwater the business world knows. The one who built an empire from his parents' insurance money. The one who crushes anyone who threatens him. At 2 o'clock, we drive to Blackwater Industries headquarters. The boardroom is full when we arrive. All 7 members, plus Michelle's lawyer. Michelle sits at the head of the table, Conrad's seat, with a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. Conrad, so glad you could join us. This is my company, Michelle. Where else would I be? That's what we're here to discuss. She slides a folder across the table. I'm calling for a vote of no confidence. Based on your increasingly erratic behavior, I believe you're unfit to lead Blackwater Industries. The room goes silent. I watch the colors explode. Orange anxiety from 3 board members, dark purple calculation from Michelle, and the gray-haired man, sick green desperation from another. They're terrified, but they've already made their choice. Conrad opens the folder and reads it without expression. Erratic behavior, he repeats. Care to elaborate? Your obsessive work schedule, your refusal to delegate, your tendency to make impulsive decisions. Michelle's smile is poisonous. And your recent decision to hire an unqualified assistant based on what? Personal attraction? Her eyes cut to me. Oh, she's trying to use me as evidence. Miss Hickman is highly qualified, Conrad says, voice flat. She has no degree, no experience, and she's been here less than a week. Yet you've brought her to every meeting, keep her within arm's reach, and apparently trust her more than your entire board. Michelle leans forward. That's not leadership, Conrad. That's obsession. 3 board members nod. The gray-haired man smirks. They're going to vote him out. I look at Conrad. He's perfectly calm, but I can see the colors fracturing. The red pain building. The black static starting to creep in. The noise is getting louder. Angelina, he says quietly, tell them. Everyone turns to me. Tell us what? Michelle asks, faux sweet. I stand up. Tell you that this isn't about leadership. This is about revenge. You're angry because Conrad's father promised you a partnership, and when he died, Conrad inherited instead. You've spent 7 years waiting for a chance to take what you think should be yours. Michelle's smile freezes. And you? I point to the gray-haired man. You're embezzling. Small amounts carefully hidden. But you know Conrad is getting close to finding out, so you agreed to help Michelle in exchange for her overlooking your theft. His face goes white. The 3 of you. I gesture to the anxious board members. You don't want to vote him out. You're terrified. But Michelle threatened you. Told you she'd expose your affairs, your gambling debts, your illegal stock trades. So you're going to vote against Conrad to save yourselves. Silence. How did you? One of them starts. I can see it, I say simply. All of it. Every lie, every secret, every fear. That's what I do. That's why Conrad hired me. Michelle's face is red. This is absurd. You can't possibly. Prove it? Conrad stands. She just did. And now you're going to leave. All of you. Except the 3 who are being blackmailed. You stay. You can't. I can. I control 51%. I don't need a vote. His voice is ice. Michelle, you're fired. Effective immediately. Edmund. The gray-haired man. You have until 5 p.m. to transfer back every dollar you stole. Then you're fired. The rest of you, get out. Michelle stands, shaking with rage. You'll regret this. No. Conrad's smile is sharp. You will. They leave, and Conrad turns to the 3 remaining board members. Angelina will give you contact information for a lawyer. Someone discreet who can help clean up whatever mess Michelle is threatening you with. I'll cover the costs. In exchange, you vote with me, always. Understood? They nod frantically. Good. Meeting adjourned. We walk back to the car in silence. Once we're inside, Conrad leans back and closes his eyes. The noise? I ask. So loud. His voice is strained. I don't wait. I reach over and take his hand. The relief is immediate. The colors settle. Thank you, he breathes, for what you did in there. You didn't have to expose them. Yes, I did. They were going to destroy you. He opens his eyes and looks at me. Why do you care? Because I stop. Because I do. Because somewhere in the past 4 days, he stopped being just my boss and became something more. Because you asked me to stay. And I keep my promises. His fingers tighten around mine. We drive back to Scottsdale like that, holding hands in the back of a Mercedes, both of us broken, both of us trying to hold each other together. And that golden thread between us glows brighter than ever. Chapter 5. The Poison and the Cure. The next morning, I wake to screaming. Not Conran's. A woman's voice, high and panicked, coming from downstairs. I throw on sweatpants and a t-shirt and run. The kitchen is chaos. Felix stands near the counter, phone pressed to his ear, barking instructions. A woman I've never seen, mid-30s, wearing scrubs, kneels on the floor next to Conrad. Conrad, who's collapsed. Unconscious. His skin pale and slicked with sweat. What happened? I drop to my knees beside him. I'm Dr. Reeves, the woman says, checking his pulse. Mr. Blackwater's personal physician. Felix called me 20 minutes ago when he found him like this. Found him where? His office. He'd been working all night. Felix's voice is tight. When I brought him coffee at 6, He gestures helplessly. I press my palm to Conrad's forehead. He's burning up. Fever? 103.5, Dr. Reeves confirms. Heart rate elevated. I've given him fluids, but what? My voice is sharper than intended. I don't know what's wrong with him. His symptoms don't match any standard illness. It's like his body is fighting something I can't identify. I close my eyes and let my ability reach out, looking for the colors. What I see makes my blood run cold. The usual blue and red and yellow are barely visible. Instead, Conrad is wrapped in sickly green poison, shot through with black decay. It's eating through him like acid, spreading from his core outward. He's been poisoned, I say. Dr. Reeves frowns. That's not possible. I ran a tox screen. Not a normal poison, something else. Something. I look at Felix. Does he have enemies? Real enemies? Felix and Dr. Reeves exchange glances. Miss Hickman, Felix says carefully. Mr. Blackwater has many enemies, but none who would. Michelle, the name falls from my lips. She said he'd regret firing her. You think she poisoned him? Dr. Reeves looks skeptical. I think she tried to kill him. I pull out my phone and dial 911. Wait. Felix reaches for the phone. If we involve the police, the media will, I don't care about the media, I snap. He's dying. But before I can hit call, Conran's hand shoots out and grabs my wrist. His eyes open, barely, and his voice is a rasp. No police. Conrad, you need. No police, no hospital. His grip tightens. They'll use it against me. Say I'm unstable, unfit. Take the company. I don't care about the company. I care. His eyes burn with fever and desperation. Promise me, no police. Damn him. Damn his pride and his paranoia and his absolute refusal to show weakness. Fine. But you have to let me help. How? Honestly, I have no idea. But I look at that golden thread connecting us, still glowing even through the poison, and I make a decision. Everyone out, I say. Now. Dr. Reeves stands. Miss Hickman, I really don't think. Out, please. Felix hesitates, then nods to Dr. Reeves. They leave, closing the kitchen door behind them. I turn back to Conrad. He's shaking now, sweat soaking through his shirt. This is going to sound crazy, I say, but I think I can help, if you trust me. I trust you. No hesitation. Okay, then I need you to let me in. All the way in. No walls, no control, just open. I place both hands on his chest, right over his heart, and close my eyes. The colors rush up to meet me. I've never done this before, never actively pushed my ability into someone. I've always just observed, maybe projected a little emotion here and there. But now I dive deep. Past the superficial colors, past the emotions, into the core of what Conrad is. And what I find there is chaos. The poison is everywhere, green and black and vicious, wrapped around his heart, his lungs, his mind. It's magical, which is why Dr. Reeves couldn't identify it, designed specifically to destroy shifters. To destroy him. But underneath the poison, I feel his wolf. It's massive, powerful, and absolutely terrified. The wolf has been caged for 13 years, unable to shift, trapped behind the trauma and the noise. And now the poison is attacking it, trying to sever the connection between human and wolf permanently. If that happens, Conrad will die. Help him, the wolf seems to say. Not in words, in feeling, pure desperation. I don't know how. I'm not a healer, I'm just someone who sees colors and feels too much. But that golden thread is still there, pulsing with light. So I grab it. The moment I do, energy floods through me. Not my energy, ours. Combined, amplified. I push it toward the poison. The green and black recoil like living things, shrinking away from the golden light. I chase them, burning through the poison strand by strand, unraveling it from around his heart, his lungs, his mind. The wolf helps. I can feel it fighting alongside me, using my energy to tear down the walls that have caged it. The poison screams, if poison could scream, and then shatters. The green and black disintegrate, and Conrad's natural colors flood back in. Blue focus, red pain, yellow contentment, all vibrant and alive and his. I open my eyes. Conrad is staring at me, color returning to his face. The fever is gone. The shaking has stopped. What did you do? His voice is stronger. My head spins. I don't know, I pushed the poison out. You saved my life. Your wolf helped. It's still there, still fighting to get out. His expression shifts. I felt it. When you were... He struggles for words. I felt the cage break, just for a second, like I could breathe for the first time in years. The trauma is still there, the noise, but the wolf isn't dying anymore. He sits up slowly, and I realize I'm exhausted. Like I just ran a marathon. My hands are shaking. You need rest, he says. I'm fine. You're not. You just... He looks at me with something like awe. I've never seen anything like that. You burned through magical poison like it was nothing. It wasn't nothing. I could feel it fighting back. Which means whoever created it is powerful, and they know about me, about what I am. Michelle. But how would she know Conrand is a shifter? That's supposed to be a closely guarded secret. Unless she has help, I say. Someone with knowledge of shifter biology. Someone who could create a poison specifically designed to kill you. Conrand's jaw tightens. I need to make some calls. You need to rest. You almost died. And I'll almost die again if I don't figure out who's behind this. He stands, and though he's steady, I can see the exhaustion in his eyes. But first, he turns to me. Thank you. I owe you my life. You don't owe me anything. I pause. This is what partners do. They save each other. Partners. He says the word like he's testing it. Is that what we are? Honestly, I don't know what we are anymore. We're not just boss and assistant. We're not friends. We're something else. Something defined by that golden thread, and the way we seem to balance each other's brokenness. Yeah, I say finally. I think we are. He nods slowly. Then, surprising me, he pulls me into a hug. It's brief, careful, but his arms are solid around me, and I can feel his heartbeat against my cheek. Partners, he murmurs into my hair. Then he lets go and walks toward his office, already pulling out his phone. I stand in the kitchen, still shaking, and realize something terrifying. I would do it again, risk myself, dive into poison and chaos and unknown magic. Because somewhere in the past 5 days, Conrad stopped being just my way out of poverty. He became someone I need to protect. By noon, Conrad has the house locked down. Felix brings in a security team, 4 men and 2 women, all ex-military, all radiating cold blue professionalism. They sweep the house for bugs, check all the food, and set up a perimeter. Dr. Reeves returns, still skeptical about my poison diagnosis, but she runs more tests anyway. And Conrad makes calls. I can hear him from his office, voice low and dangerous, talking to people about Michelle's whereabouts, her known associates, her bank records. He's hunting her. You should eat something, Felix says, setting a plate in front of me. Grilled chicken, vegetables, rice. You look pale. I'm fine. You used significant energy this morning. Your body needs fuel. I look at him. How do you know about that? Felix's expression doesn't change. I've worked for Mr. Blackwater for 6 years. I know what he is. And I know you're something different, something powerful. I'm not powerful. I'm just... You saved his life using abilities most people don't have. That's power, Miss Hickman. He pours me water. The question is whether you know how to control it. I don't. I have no idea what I did this morning, or if I could do it again. Has this happened before? I ask. Someone trying to kill him? Twice. Once 3 years ago, a competitor tried to have him killed in Singapore. The assassin failed. Once 18 months ago, someone sabotaged his plane. He survived because he decided to drive instead at the last minute. And Michelle? Has been bitter for years. But I didn't think she'd go this far. Felix's mouth tightens. I should have seen it coming. We all should have. I eat mechanically, my mind racing. If Michelle has access to magical poison, that means she has a witch, or a shaman, or some kind of practitioner working with her, someone powerful enough to create something that almost killed a shifter. Someone who might still be out there, waiting to try again. Felix. Does Conrad have any allies? Other shifters? People who could help? Mr. Blackwater doesn't trust easily. Most of his connections are business, not personal. What about family? Felix hesitates. There is one person, his cousin, Luca Blackwater. They haven't spoken in years, but desperate times, I finish. Can you reach him? I can try. An hour later, Conrad emerges from his office looking grim. Michelle left the country yesterday. Private jet to the Cayman Islands. She liquidated her assets and disappeared. She ran. Yes, but not before she hired someone to finish the job. He slides a photo across the counter. It's a woman, early 30s, dark hair, sharp features. She's standing outside a coffee shop in downtown Phoenix, and her eyes are fixed directly on the camera. Who is she? Katya Volkov, professional contractor, specializes in eliminating. He pauses. Problems. She's been linked to 6 deaths in the past 2 years, all made to look like accidents. And according to my sources, Michelle paid her $2 million. My mouth goes dry. To kill you. To kill both of us. What? Why me? Because you saved me. Because you saw through Michelle's plan. Because... His expression hardens. Because you're my weakness, and she knows it. The words hit me like a physical blow. I'm his weakness. I didn't ask for that, I say quietly. I know, but it's true, and now we're both targets. So what do? We fight back. He pulls up more photos on his tablet. Katya is in Phoenix, staying at the Cameo Hotel under a false name. I have people watching her, but she's good. Eventually, she'll make her move. And we just wait? No, we set a trap. I don't like the sound of that. What kind of trap? The kind where we make ourselves visible, draw her out, and when she strikes... His smile is cold. We're ready. This is insane. This is dangerous. This is... I'm in, I hear myself say. Conrad looks at me. You don't have to be. I can send you somewhere safe. Out of the country. Felix can, I'm not running. My voice is firm. You said we're partners. Partners don't abandon each other. Something flickers in his eyes. Gratitude, relief, and something else. Something warmer that makes my chest tight. Okay, then here's the plan. We spend the afternoon preparing. The trap is simple. Conrad and I will attend a charity gala tomorrow night at the Phoenix Museum of Art. Public event. Hundreds of witnesses, security everywhere. The perfect place for an assassin to make a move. And the perfect place to catch her. Katya will expect guards, Conrad explains. But she won't expect you. Your ability gives us an advantage. You'll be able to sense her intent before she acts. What if I can't? What if she's too far away or too skilled or... Then we improvise. He touches my shoulder. I trust you, Angelina. The weight of that trust is overwhelming. That evening, Felix brings in a woman named Sienna, a personal shopper, who takes my measurements and disappears for 2 hours. When she returns, she's carrying a garment bag. For tomorrow, she says with a smile. Inside is a dress. Not just any dress. A midnight blue silk gown that looks like it costs more than my college tuition would have if I'd gone to college. It's elegant, sophisticated, and completely unlike anything I've ever worn. I can't wear this, I say. You can, Conrad says from the doorway. You need to look the part. If we're selling this as a normal evening out, you need to look like you belong. I've never been to a gala before. Then it's time to learn. He spends the next hour teaching me how to move in high society, how to make small talk, how to read a room, how to smile and nod and never let anyone see what you're really thinking. It's exhausting. By 8 o'clock, I'm ready to collapse. Get some rest, Conrad says. Tomorrow is going to be long. I head upstairs, but before I can close the door to my apartment, he calls after me. Angelina? I turn. He's standing in the hallway, backlit by the setting sun through the windows, and for a moment, he looks almost vulnerable. Thank you, he says quietly, for staying, for fighting, for... He pauses, for not running when any sane person would have. Maybe I'm not sane. His lips twitch. Maybe neither of us are. We stand there, and that golden thread hums between us, bright and steady. Good night, Conrad. Good night. I close the door and lean against it, my heart racing. Tomorrow, we walk into a room full of Phoenix's elite, and wait for an assassin to strike. Tomorrow, I might die. But tonight, all I can think about is the way Conrad looked at me, like I'm not just his assistant or his partner. Like I'm something more. I dream about my mother again. But this time, she's not smiling at me with imaginary warmth. She's running. Through a forest, at night. Something is chasing her. I can't see it, but I can hear it. Heavy footsteps, growling, the snap of branches. She's carrying a baby, me. I'm sorry, she whispers, tears streaming down her face. I'm so sorry, but you'll be safer without me. They can't know. They can't ever know. She stops at a gas station, the one in Albuquerque, and left the me down in the bathroom. Then she runs again, and the darkness swallows her. I wake with tears on my face and a certainty in my chest. My mother didn't abandon me because she didn't want me. She abandoned me because she was protecting me. From what? I don't know. But I'm going to find out. Chapter 6. The Gala and the Gun. The dress fits like it was made for me. Because it was. I stare at myself in the floor-length mirror, barely recognizing the woman looking back. The midnight blue silk clings in all the right places, and Sienna, who returned this morning with a team, has done something magical with my hair and makeup. I look expensive, sophisticated, like I belong in Conran's world. It's terrifying. You look beautiful. I turn. Conran stands in the doorway, and my breath catches. He's wearing a black tuxedo that fits him like a weapon. Hair styled back, jaw sharp, eyes intense. He looks every inch the billionaire CEO, powerful, untouchable, dangerous. Except when he looks at me, something softens. You clean up pretty well yourself, I manage. His lips twitch. We leave in 10 minutes. Conrad. I hesitate. Are you sure about this? We could just run? He walks closer. Hide? Let Katya hunt us on her timeline. Yes. No. His voice is firm. I'm done being hunted. Tonight we end this. The conviction in his eyes is absolute. What if something goes wrong? Then we improvise, together. He reaches out and takes my hand. You're not alone in this, Angelina. Whatever happens tonight, we face it as partners. That word again. Partners. It's starting to mean something bigger than either of us intended. The golden thread between us pulses, and I squeeze his hand. Okay, let's go catch an assassin. The Phoenix Museum of Art is transformed. String lights hang from the trees outside. Red carpet stretches from the valet stand to the entrance. Photographers crowd the barriers, cameras flashing as guests arrive in designer gowns and tailored suits. This is a different world, one I've only ever seen on TV. Felix pulls the Mercedes up to the red carpet, and Conrad steps out first. The cameras explode with flashes. Mr. Blackwater, over here! Conrad, who's your date? He turns and extends his hand to me. I take it and step out, and suddenly I'm blinded by camera flashes. Is this your girlfriend? What's her name? How long have you been together? Conrad's hand settles on the small of my back, warm and possessive. No comment, he says smoothly, and guides me up the red carpet. We pause for photos. His arm around my waist, my hand on his chest, and I try not to think about how many people are watching, how many headlines will run tomorrow. Billionaire Conrad Blackwater's mysterious new girlfriend. Inside, the museum is breathtaking. The main gallery has been cleared for the gala. Chandeliers cast golden light across marble floors. A string quartet plays in the corner. Waiters circulate with champagne and hors d'oeuvres. And everywhere, Phoenix's elite. I can feel them immediately. Waves of emotion crashing over me. Yellow ambition, green envy, orange curiosity, purple calculation. So many people, so many colors. It's overwhelming. Conrad must feel me tense because his hand tightens on my waist. Breathe, he murmurs. Focus on me. Block out the rest. I do. I focus on the golden thread connecting us, and the other colors fade to background noise. Better? Yeah. We move into the crowd, and people part like water. Everyone wants to talk to Conrad Blackwater. Everyone wants his attention, his approval, his money. He handles it with practiced ease, charming when necessary, cold when appropriate, always maintaining perfect control. And I stay at his side, watching, waiting, looking for the woman from the photo. 30 minutes in, I see her. Katya Volkov stands near the West Gallery entrance, wearing a silver gown that probably cost a fortune. Dark hair swept up, sharp features. She's talking to an older man, laughing at something he said. She looks like every other wealthy guest. Except the colors around her are wrong. No emotions, no yellow ambition, or green envy, or orange curiosity. Just cold, flat gray. Like she's not a person at all, just a tool, a weapon. Conrad, I murmur. 10 o'clock, silver dress. His eyes flick over, casual. Confirmed, she's here. What now? We wait. Let her make the first move. We circulate through the gala. Conrad introduces me to donors and board members and Phoenix's mayor. I smile and nod and say very little. All the while, I track Katya. She moves through the crowd like smoke, never staying in one place long, always watching, always calculating. At one point, our eyes meet across the room. Her expression doesn't change, but I feel it. The moment she recognizes me, the moment she marks me as a target. My heart races. She knows, I whisper. Good. That means she's committed. Conrad's voice is calm. The security team is in place. Felix is monitoring the exits. When she makes her move, we'll be ready. An hour passes. 2. Dinner is served in the main gallery. Chicken or salmon, both prepared by some celebrity chef I've never heard of. Conrad and I sit at a table with a tech CEO, a real estate developer, and their respective spouses. The conversation is light, meaningless. Market trends and vacation homes, and upcoming elections. I barely taste the food. Katya is 3 tables away, sitting with a group of investors. She eats delicately, laughs at appropriate moments, and never once looks in our direction. But I can feel her attention like a weight. After dinner, the dancing starts. The string quartet shifts to waltzes, and couples move onto the floor. Conrad stands and offers his hand. Dance with me. I don't know how to waltz. Then I'll teach you. He leads me onto the floor, and suddenly his hand is on my waist, our bodies close. The music swells and we move. I stumble at first, but Conrad guides me with easy confidence. 1 step, 2, 3. Turn, repeat. You're doing well, he murmurs. I'm faking it. So is everyone else here. His eyes hold mine. The trick is making them believe you belong. We spin across the floor, and for a moment, I forget about Katya, about the danger, about everything except the way Conrad's holding me, and the golden thread glowing brighter with every step. Thank you, I say softly. For what? For giving me this, even if it's temporary, even if it ends badly. I swallow hard. No one's ever made me feel like I belonged anywhere. His expression shifts. Angelina. The lights go out. Darkness, complete and sudden. Screams erupt across the gallery. Conrad pulls me close, his body a shield. Stay with me. What's happening? She's making her move. My heart pounds. I reach out with my ability, searching for Katya's cold gray presence. There, moving fast through the crowd, heading toward us. Conrad, she's coming! 30 feet, 20. Emergency lights flicker on. bathing everything in red. And there she is. Katya stands 10 feet away, silver dress torn at the hem, gun in her hand. The barrel is pointed directly at Conran's chest. Time slows. I see her finger tighten on the trigger, see the calculation in her eyes. And I move. I throw myself in front of Conrad just as she fires. The impact hits my shoulder. White-hot pain that steals my breath. I stumble, and Conrad catches me. Angelina! More shots, screaming, chaos. But Conrad's security team is already moving. 2 of them tackle Katya. The gun skitters across the floor. And Conrad is on his knees, holding me, his hands pressed against my shoulder. You're okay? You're okay. Stay with me. Blood. So much blood. Warm and sticky, soaking through the beautiful blue dress. Did I? My voice is weak. Did I stop her? Yes, you stopped her, you idiot, you beautiful idiot. His voice cracks. Why did you do that? Partners, I whisper. Partners protect each other. The world is getting fuzzy, distant. I hear sirens, see red and blue lights flashing through the windows. Felix appears, phone pressed to his ear. Ambulance is here, 2 minutes. She doesn't have 2 minutes. Conrad's face is above me, and I realize he's crying. Actual tears streaming down his face. Angelina, stay awake. Please stay awake. I'm tired. I know, but you have to fight. You have to. He presses harder on my shoulder, and I gasp. I can't lose you. Not now. Not after. After what? After I finally found someone who makes the noise stop. Someone who sees me. Someone who. He stops, swallows. Someone I need. The words cut through the fog. You need me? Yes. His voice is fierce. More than I've needed anyone in 13 years. So you don't get to die. You don't get to leave me alone again. You fight, understand? I want to. I want to fight so badly. But the darkness is pulling me under, and I'm so tired. Conrad. No, don't you dare say goodbye, don't you? The paramedics arrive, hands pulling me away from him, voices shouting medical jargon. I catch one last glimpse of Conrad's face, devastated and furious and terrified, before they load me into the ambulance. Then nothing. I wake to beeping. Hospital room, white walls, fluorescent lights. And Conrad, asleep in the chair beside my bed, his hand wrapped around mine. He looks terrible, hair disheveled, tie gone, shirt stained with my blood. I try to sit up, and pain explodes through my shoulder. Don't move. Conrad's eyes snap open, and relief floods his face. You're awake. Thank God you're awake. How long? 18 hours. The bullet went through your shoulder, missed the bone, but there was significant tissue damage. They had to operate. His grip on my hand tightens. You coded twice on the table. My heart stutters. I died? Briefly. The doctors brought you back, but... His jaw clenches. I thought I lost you. I'm okay. You're not okay. You took a bullet for me. You almost died because I... He stops, looks away. This is my fault. I should never have brought you to the gala. Should never have made you a target. That was my choice. A stupid choice. Maybe. I squeeze his hand. But I'd do it again. He looks at me, and his eyes are red-rimmed. Why? Because you matter, I say instead. To me, you matter? He exhales shakily, and then, without warning, he leans forward and kisses my forehead. It's brief, gentle, but it sends warmth flooding through me. You matter too, he whispers against my skin, more than you know. We stay like that for a long moment, and I let myself feel it. The connection, the care, the thing building between us that's so much bigger than employer and employee. A knock on the door breaks the moment. Felix enters, followed by a woman in a police uniform. Miss Hickman. The officer's voice is professional. I'm Detective Morrison. I need to ask you some questions about last night. Conrad straightens, immediately protective. She just woke up. Can't this wait? I'm afraid not. We have the shooter in custody, but we need Miss Hickman's statement. I nod. It's okay. I'll talk to her. For the next 30 minutes, I walk Detective Morrison through the evening. The gala, spotting Katya, the lights going out, the shot. I leave out the part about seeing colors, about my ability, about magic. Some things the police don't need to know. And you threw yourself in front of Mr. Blackwater, Morrison says. Why? Instinct. Her eyes narrow slightly. That's quite an instinct. Most people freeze when they see a gun. Most people haven't spent their lives reading situations. I meet her gaze. I knew she was going to shoot. I reacted. Morrison makes a note. The shooter, Katya Volkov, she's not talking. But we found evidence linking her to Michelle Ashford. Wire transfers, emails. Miss Ashford is currently in the Cayman Islands, but we've requested extradition. Will she come back? Eventually. These things take time. Morrison closes her notebook. You're very lucky, Miss Hickman. A few inches to the left, and that bullet would have hit your heart. Lucky, right. After Morrison leaves, Felix approaches with his usual calm efficiency. The media is calling you a hero, he says. There are reporters outside the hospital, camera crews. Everyone wants the story of the woman who saved Conrad Blackwater's life. Oh God. I don't want to talk to reporters. You won't have to. I've released a statement on your behalf. Felix hands me his phone. The headline reads, Mystery Woman Takes Bullet for Billionaire. Who is Angelina Hickman? Below is a photo from the gala. Conrad and me on the dance floor, his hand on my waist, looking at each other like nothing else exists. We look like a couple. We look like we're in love. My chest tightens. Felix, Conrad says quietly, give us a minute. Felix nods and leaves. Conrad stands and walks to the window, hands in his pockets. The media is going to make assumptions, he says, about us, about what we are to each other. What are we to each other? He's quiet for a long moment. I don't know, but I know that when I thought you were dying, something inside me broke. I know that you're the first person in 13 years who makes me feel human, and I know, he turns to face me, I know that I don't want to lose you. My heart races. Conrad! I'm not asking you for anything, he interrupts. I'm not asking you to define this or commit to something you're not ready for. I'm just... He runs a hand through his hair. I'm telling you the truth, because you deserve that. The truth. The truth is that I feel the same way. That somewhere between Hal's diner and a hospital room, I fell for the broken billionaire with noise in his head and scars on his back. The truth is that the golden thread connecting us isn't just magic, or fate, or whatever supernatural force brought us together. It's real. It's choice. It's two broken people deciding that together, they're stronger than apart. Come here, I say softly. He does, sitting on the edge of the hospital bed. I reach up with my good arm and touch his face. The truth is you scare me. This, whatever this is, scares me. Because I've never had anything real before. Never had anyone who stayed. I'm not going anywhere. You say that now. But what happens when I'm not useful anymore? When the noise comes back, or you find someone better, or... There is no one better. His voice is fierce. You saved my life, Angelina. Not just last night. Every day since I met you. You make the noise stop. You see me. Really see me. And you don't run. That's not something I can replace. Tears prick my eyes. I'm still figuring out who I am, I whisper. What I am. I have no idea where I came from or why I can do the things I do. I'm a mess. So am I. His hand covers mine. Maybe that's why this works. We're both broken. We both understand what it's like to be alone. And we both decided that being alone is worse than being scared. He's right. Being alone is worse. Okay, I say. Okay? Okay, let's figure this out. Together. Whatever this is, I gesture between us. Let's see where it goes. Relief and something deeper, hope maybe, floods his face. Together, he repeats. The golden thread between us pulses, bright and steady and real. And for the first time in my life, I think maybe, just maybe, I've found somewhere I belong. I'm discharged 2 days later with strict orders to rest and physical therapy appointments scheduled for the next month. Conrad brings me back to the Scottsdale house, and Felix has converted one of the downstairs guest rooms into a recovery space so I don't have to climb stairs. This is too much, I protest, as Conrad helps me settle into the impossibly comfortable bed. It's necessary. You're healing. I can still work, answer emails, make calls. No? His tone is firm. You're on medical leave, doctor's orders. I don't need Angelina. He sits beside me. You took a bullet, for me. The least I can do is let you recover without worrying about work. I want to argue, but exhaustion pulls at me. Fine, but I'm not staying in bed for a month. We'll negotiate. His lips twitch, day by day. He's right, of course. The shoulder hurts. Moving is difficult, and my ability, usually a constant hum in the background, is muted, like my body is conserving energy for healing. The first week is brutal. Physical therapy is painful. The medications make me foggy, and I'm bored out of my mind. But Conrad visits every evening after work. He brings dinner, sometimes takeout, sometimes meals Felix prepared, and we eat together in the guest room. We talk about everything: his childhood before the accident, my years in foster care, books we've read, movies we've seen, dreams we've had and lost. He tells me about building Blackwater Industries from insurance money and ruthless determination, about the board members who doubted him, about proving everyone wrong. I tell him about the families who sent me back, about the social workers who stopped believing I'd find a permanent home, about learning to be invisible. You're not invisible anymore, he says one night. No, thanks to you. Thanks to us. He corrects gently. You chose to stay. That's not on me, that's on you. The second week is easier. I can move without wincing. The medications are reduced, and my ability starts coming back, colors seeping through the fog. Conrad's colors are different now, calmer. The red pain is still there, but softer. The blue focus is steady, and the yellow contentment is growing stronger every day. He's healing too. The noise is quieter, he admits one evening. Not gone, but manageable, like I can breathe through it. Because you're letting the wolf out? In small ways, yes. He flexes his hands. I'm not ready to shift, but I can feel it there, waiting, patient. That's progress. It's terrifying. I understand. Growth always is. By week 3, I'm cleared for light activity. I move back upstairs to my apartment and start working half days. Just emails and scheduling, nothing stressful. But the media attention hasn't died down. The woman who saved Conrad Blackwater has become a story with legs. Reporters camp outside the gates. My social media, which I barely used before, explodes with friend requests and messages. Someone even digs up my foster care records and runs an article. From foster care to saving lives. The inspiring story of Angelina Hickman. It's invasive, uncomfortable, and completely unavoidable. I'm sorry, Conrad says when I show him the article. This is my fault. The attention isn't your fault. You didn't pull the trigger. I close the laptop. Besides, maybe it's good. Maybe someone who knew my mother will see it and reach out. He looks at me carefully. You've been thinking about her. I've been dreaming about her, about why she left me. I lean back against the couch. I think she was running from something, protecting me. From what? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. Determination settles in my chest. I'm done being invisible, done accepting that I'll never know where I came from. I'm going to find my mother. Or at least find out what she was running from.